Hey everybody, this is Ross with Coinsncoffee, and in this video we continue our series of Mercury dime errors in collaboration with CGB Coins Matt. The purpose of this series is to help you find additional value when purchasing constitutional silver and give silver stackers an opportunity to enter the world of numismatics and vice versa. Now let's see what the decade of the 1930s has to offer for Mercury dime errors. First on our list are a pair of double die obverses occurring in 1931 from the Denver and San Francisco mints. The 1931D has a mintage of 1.26 million. The doubling of the die can be seen as a medium spreading on the bottoms of the 9, 3, and 1 of the date. There are not many graded examples of this error, so there is still potential value to be found in lower grades. And in 2019 at Heritage Auction, a PCGS MS63 sold for $240. To the right is the 1931 SDDO, which is similar to its partner on the left. 1.8 million were minted that year in San Francisco, slightly higher than that of the Denver mint, which is uncommon. Look to the 9 and the second 3 of the date to see medium spreading on the bottoms of the numbers. Due to the larger mintage and less of the doubling characteristics, the 1931S does not hold as high of a value as the 1931D. At Heritage Auctions in 2018, a PCGS AU58 sold for $120. That's only 5 grading points less than in the 1931D, but at only half the value. Here's our first repunched mint mark of the series, the 1934D RPM FS501. The Denver Mint produced 6.7 million dimes that year, and they got a little careless with their mint marks. This error can be spotted north of the secondary mark. This means that the error was actually punched first, and due to either a weak or inaccurate strike, a second mint mark had to be repunched. Although RPMs aren't as valuable as a double die on average, in 2013, a PCGS AU55 sold for $66 at Heritage Auction. The very next year, the San Francisco Mint created another repunched mint mark, the 1935S RPM FS501. 15.8 million were created that year, and there is a slight bottom of an S that is visible just south of the secondary mark. Even though the 1935S had over twice the mintage of the 1934D, it clearly outperforms it in value. At Great Collections Auctions in 2014, a PCGS VF40 sold for $138. Here we have the most dramatic example of a double die from the 1930s, the 1936 DDO FS101. Of all the errors of this decade, this one also has the highest mintage at 87.5 million. Notice the strong spreading on the date, motto, and the designer's initials. The bottom of the 9 and the top of the 6 are beginning to split, and the doubling is very clear in the motto. Due to the higher mint run of this dime, only mint state examples will be worth grading and sold at auction. In 2012, at Heritage Auction, a PCGS MS64 went for $129. Another pair of Mercury dime errors are the 1937 and 1937S DDO FS101. These two coins are very similar as they both have a mintage of 9.7 million and share some of the same error characteristics. The 1937 DDO has slight spreading on only the date and the designer's initials and does not jump out as soon as you look at it. Take extra care when viewing this coin under your microscope. At Great Collections Auctions in 2013, a PCGS AU58 went for $165. The 1937 SDDO has more apparent doubling on the date, as well as spreading on the motto and designer's initials. Just as the Philadelphia example, this error sold for $154 at Greater Collections Auctions graded as a PCGS AU58. The last double die on our list is the 1939 DDO FS101. The Philadelphia Mint created 67.7 million dimes in 1939, the second highest mint run we have reviewed so far. Notice the light spreading on the bottom of the date and a die crack running through the UNI of United on the reverse. A PCGS MS66 sold for $792 at Great Collections auctions in 2014. There are very few graded examples under mint state, which give this era lots of potential for lower grades, which can still be very valuable. Let's now end this review with the 1939D RPM FS 501. The Denver Mint produced 24.3 million dimes that year, and the first mint mark lies just south of the secondary mark. Oddly enough, there is no auction history for this error, but PCGS has a MS64 valued at $150. And this concludes our review of the 1930s of errors that you can find with Mercury dimes. I hope you'd enjoyed this series and stay tuned for we'll be doing the 40s next, and we'll be splitting the decade of the 40s into two videos. One is going to focus just on the double die varieties, and the other is going to be repunched mint marks. Remember, when you're at your local coin shop or at your silver bullion dealer and you're buying this constitutional silver, there are chances that some of these dates and these varieties can be found in there. I've heard lots of stories of people finding errors and stuff like that in their constitutional silver. So I really hope that this video series will help you identify those and give your stack some added value. All right, everybody, this has been Ross with Coins and Coffee. I'll thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.